Right, so good morning and welcome to our Listening Skills Enhancement 2.0. Actually, this is a revamped version of our original Listening Skills Enhancement lecture. So I just want to give you guys some heads up that every skills enhancement lesson that we have is essential. I'm trying to say that if you would want to skip topics, if you want to skip lectures, like vocab, grammar, common mistakes, it's fine. It's cool. But never ever miss a skills enhancement lesson, since this will tackle the skills needed for you to survive the test. The necessary, the essential skills needed for you to pass the exam. So once again, listening. That will be our topic for today. By the way, this is the shortest major lecture. Oftentimes, when I conduct speaking, the lecture lasts for 4.5 hours. Like we will start at 9, mga 2 na tayo matatapos. Oftentimes, when I conduct writing, I will begin at 9 and we will be finished by 1:30. But listening will be finished here roughly in an hour or 30 minutes. I will just, stretch this out for a bit so that yung effort nyo naman, gumayak, naligo, nag-make up and all, naghanap ng parking, nagpagas, hindi naman siya masayang. But let me remind you, wala naman kasing super duper hirap na skill na kailangan mo ma-acquire sa listening. You know why? Because the national average of Philippines in the listening test for the whole country is 7. The average. So let me tell you this figure. The number of test takers in this country is 200,000 in a year. 70%. So, ilan po yung 70%? Roughly 140 to 150,000. 140,000 test takers are not enrolled in any review centers like this one. So, altogether, the entire country, the entire Filipino population can produce a band 7 in listening despite not being acquainted with any review, without preparations at all. So, meaning, passing the listening exam, passing the test, getting a 7 is easy if we are pertaining to your listening test. Now, I have some good news. If you are a candidate planning to get the overall band score needed for you to process your visa, you want the listening subtest to carry the entire load. Because here's the thing. Is there a chance, or how big is this chance of you as a candidate that you will get a band 7? How big is the chance? How big? Is it big? Yes. So, if I will pay for your test right now, like today, you don't have preparations, you take your test today, 4 of you, will you get 7? Yes. Yes. If I ask a sales lady dito sa Mandaue Phone, walang kaalam-alam sa IELTS, hinata ko, ma'am, experiment lang kami, bayaran ko yung exam mo, mag-exam ka dito, hindi mo kailangang ipasa. May chance ba siya maka-7? Oo. Kasi yun po ang patunay ng figure ng number. Na 140,000 candidates, no preparations at all, still got band 7 in the test. So, what I'm trying to say here is that if you are a candidate who is looking for a high overall band score, when we say high, if you want to go to Canada and your requirement is CLB 7, ang requirement niyan is 6.5 without a score lower than 6. And an OBS of 6.5. Of course, if you will get higher, that's much better. Correct. Okay. Now, here's the thing. What if the requirement is only OBS without any individual score? Kasi may ganun eh. Ang nakalagay lang sa inyo, just get CLB 7, which is 6.5 OBS, roughly, no? Paano pwedeng mangyari yun? So, bigyan ko ka ng scenario 1. So, si candidate number 1, nag-take siya ng test, naka-8 siya sa listening. Mataas ba ang chance na maka-8 ka sa listening? Oo. Kasi ang dali ng exam, sobrang dali. O reading, sabihin na natin, pumalpak 5. O writing, hindi masyado nagre-review, pero nagpa-practice, nakasais. Sa speaking, kaya namang sumagot ng English, nakasais. Pag inad mo yan, 7 yan. So, pasok ba yan sa 6.5 requirement? Lagpas pa. O, so anong humugot dyan? Kasi kung itong listening mo, sais, wala kang huhugutin na score pataas. So, dito sa scenario 1 natin, sino ang bumunot, sino ang humugot ng score pataas? Yung listening. Kaya naman, ngayon pa lang po sinasabi ko na sa inyo, mga kapatid, na ang listening po ang bubuhay sa inyong OBS. Kaya kung kailangan nyo po ng mataas na OBS, wala ka ng ibang titingnan pang subtest kung hindi si listening. So, ibig sabihin, kung hindi ako magpe-prepare, may chance ako makakuha ng 7. Kung magpe-prepare pa ako, baka pwede pa akong umotyo. At kung pagpupursigihan ko pa ang practice, baka kaya ko pang i-perfect. Dahil ulit, ganun po kadali si listening. Sir, naiinis ako sa iyo kasi kanina mo pa sinasabi na ganun kadali si listening. Para bang ang bobo-bobo ko, sir, kasi nag-Mac ako Tapos ang nakuha ko sa Mac 5. Ang nakuha ko po sa Mac 5. Ano pong ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin nun, to sa bell curve na tinatawag, nandun ka sa lower end. Hindi ko sinasabing, nandun ka sa mga mahihina Kasi ang listening skills, ang tinetest niya, hindi naman talino. Hindi naman to IQ Hindi naman to EQ test. Ang tinetest ng listening is yung ability mo to understand the English language in terms of daily conversation. It's just that you are not yet optimized to take the test yet. You are not yet fully optimized. Hindi ka pa fully adjusted dun sa requirement ng test. Kaya nga, nag-review ka Kaya ka nga nag-enroll. Kasi gusto namin malaman mo na kung may nakaka-7, kasi average ito ng Pinoy May nakaka-5. Kung may nakaka-8, may nakaka-4. Ang gusto mo dito sa upper end, o paano mo ngayon gagawin yon? It's a good thing na nag-review ka. Dahil kung hindi ka nag-review, malamang sa malamang, nando ka sa lower end. At mahihirapan ka makuha yung score na kailangan mo despite the figures telling us otherwise. Because we want to be sure. When we want to be so sure, we want to practice. Diba? Anong sinasabi lagi sa atin? Paghandaan. Pasobrahan mo. Kasi hindi natin alam, baka may magdadagsa ang bisita dyan, hindi natin kabisado. So at least may sumobra ka, hindi ka magagahol, hindi ka magkakanta uga-uga, nawala ka ng panghanda. So that's the idea. You want to make sure that you are fully prepared for the test. Because 14K is 14K. Nag-take kami ng exam before, that's just only 9,700. Ngayon, 14,000 na. 14K. Nag-take ka pa ng isa, 28K. Nung tumake ka pa ng isa. Ay, totoo po yan. May nakakalimang take po ng exam. Enrollee na yun O bakit hindi pa rin sila pumapasa? Kasi ang tigas ng ulo nila. They don't listen. Sasabihin namin, pag ganito ganito dapat. Ba't ako makikinig sa'yo? De gawin mo yung gusto mo. Tingnan natin. Sige, sa 9 na taon namin dito, nakita na namin lahat ng uri ng estudyante. So, may dalawang dulo to. There are 2 ends of the stick. On one end, easy ang test. Kayang maka-7, the national average of the country tells us so. On the lower end, may mga estudyante po na hindi umaabot doon sa 7. Kaya po, meron tayong lecture. Kasi tuturuan kayo paano kayo makakuha ng score na 7 o mas mataas pa. Nakuha? Okay. May tanong bago ko dumako sa susunod na slide. Wala naman. Yung listening test po natin, this is divided into 4 sections. Now, may binago po noong 2020, January 2020, bago mag-boom ang pandemic, Instead na section ang term nila, naging na itong part. So instead of hearing sa mga test nyo before na section 1, ang marinig nyo na ngayon ay, oh my God. Ang marinig nyo na ngayon ay Part 1. Yan. So, namatay yung aking, wait lang ha. Marinig nyo na ngayon ay Part 1. Ganun na. 40 items ang total items ng inyong exam. Regardless of your module, whether you are academic, whether you are general training, we are all judged fairly here. Wala pong sinisino ang exam na ito. Parehas po ang content ng general training, parehas po ang content ng academic. Gaano po katagal ang exam? So sa mga nasa Zoom, nakikita nyo ngayon na 40 minutes, pero itong 40 minutes po na ito is only applicable for the, what we call, pen and paper-based test takers. Because if you will be taking your computer-delivered IELTS, these minutes, this figure, 40 minutes will change. No? Which I will be explaining later. So, darating tayo dyan. So, traditionally, before the computer-based examination took the test by storm, no? Ito lang po muna ang ating test. So, imagine niyo to ha. Imagine niyo po yung scenario. Nung nag-exam kami before, hotel. Yung mga venue na pinagaganapan ng mga binyag, ng mga kasal, doon. So, may mga lamesa doon. So, sa isang lamesa, share po ang 2 estudyante. Okay? So, minimum doon, nasa 40. Tapos, yung audio, napapakinggan namin through speakers in front. So, depende sa pwesto mo, kung masyado kang malapit sa speaker, tutok na tutok, sabog na yung sounds. Kung ikaw naman na nasa dulo, baka hindi mo na siya marinig. No? So, advantage din po yung pwestuhan noon. Kung saan kan banda nakapwesto. So, habang nakikinig po kayo ng audio, anong ginagawa ng mga estudyante, ng mga candidates? Nagte-take ng note. That is why this 40 minutes is actually only 30 minutes for you to listen and 10 minutes for you to transfer. Again, this is for pen and paper-based, the traditional method. Now, if you are planning to take the pen and paper-based exam under the traditional method, this is still available. In Cabanatuan City, we conduct this pen and paper-based exam 3 times in a year. In IDP, we also do that 3 times in a year. In Pampanga, they do it weekly. In Manila, they conduct this 2 times in a week. What is the disadvantage of pen and paper-based exam? Your handwriting. If your handwriting cannot be understood, this will be marked as incorrect. Your capitalization rules apply, grammar applies, everything that has to do with your handwriting is applied as an assessment in your checklist during the assessment part of the exam, which is done by your examiner. Another disadvantage of the pen and paper-based exam is how long your results will be out. So, nag-pen and paper-based ka dati, di ba? Computer na, pen and paper. Gaano katagal? 3 weeks. It will take 2 to 3 weeks. Minimum of 14 days, maximum of 21 days. That is how long your results will be out. Bakit po ang tagal? Kasi siniship yan eh. Papel yan lahat, bulto, isasakay sa barko. Kung British Council ka nag-exam, sa Canada ipapadala. Kung IDP ka nag-exam, sa Australia ipapadala. Kasi nandun yung mga base nila eh. So, i-check yun mano-mano. O kaya may tagal. Kaya meron siyang time. O now, i-email ka muna. I-email ka muna kasi may darating sa'yo, i-LBC ang hard copy. Pero regardless kung mag-pen and paper-based ka o mag-computer-based ka ngayon, wala na po tayong hard copy. Okay? So, paano dati sir, di ba may hard copy? Ang ganda ng papel na yun. Meron po tayong sample sa bulletin board dyan mamaya. Pwede niyong tingnan. Yun po yung sample ng hard copy before. Pero, obsolete na yun. Lahat ng yan ay na-check na nila. Kaya kahit po i-forge nyo yung document, ang dali lang gumawa ng PDF ngayon di ba? O, may mga serial numbers yan. Merong mga barcodes yan. I-scan lang nila yan, makikita nila yung authenticity niyan, kahit pekein mo pa yan, kahit gaano kakagaling mameke. No? Pag nakita nila sa database nila na hindi nag-exist yung details mo, no? Ang ikakaso sa'yo dyan ay cheating and forgery. Ang forgery po ay pwedeng kasuhan ng sibil dito sa Pilipinas, sa batas natin, pero hindi sila nagkakaso ha. Again, wala namang liability sa end nyo nag-cheat ka lang naman. Pero ibaban ka na nila sa pagtitake ng exam. And remember, IELTS is a global brand. Ito ang nanay ng lahat ng English exam. Michigan English Test, Pearson's Test in English, Occupational English Test, KL, Selban, Selpip, lahat yan may impluensya kay IELTS. Lahat yun halos kamukha ni IELTS. Kasi ginaya nila si IELTS yung nanay nila. Kawangis sila yan, kamukha nila, nanay nila yan. So, ibaban ka rin sa mga exam na yun. Saan na lang po tayo pwedeng pumunta? Israel, Ukraine, doon na lang po sa mga may gera, doon na lang po tayo pwedeng pumunta. Okay? Yan. Russia, doon po. No? Sa mga may mga human trafficking na bansa, yan. Okay? So, the recording is played once only. Kaya pag sinabi, ano yun? Hindi ko narinig. Wala na, sorry. Hindi mo narinig eh. Wala na ulitan. Bakit? Pwede pa ba nating balikan ang nakaraan? Di ba? Oh. Anong sinasabi natin sa mga estudyante before? Dahil hindi na natin pwedeng balikan ang nakaraan, dapat may record tayo. Tama ba? What do you mean by record? Dapat meron kang meron kang evidence na nag-exist talaga yon. Kaya nga sila jajat ng notes. Nagtitake down sila ng notes habang listening. So, yun po ang pen and paper based exam. O ngayon, dahil hindi naman na po tayo magpe-pen and paper based exam, ito nga pala yung ating answer sheet before. Pwede nyo po yung i-download, no? Meron po tayong computer based exam na mas sikat kaysa po sa sa pen and paper based exam. Bakit po mas sikat ang computer based exam? 24 hours lang, may result ka na eh. Anong advantage nun? So, alam mo na agad, ay, bagsak pala ako. O, teka na ulit. Charot lang. Ha? So, alam mo na agad, ano yung score mo? Imagine guys, gaano kahirap mag-antay ng 15 days thinking whether you passed or not. Di ba? It's difficult. It's mind-boggling. It's nerve-wracking. Nakaka-depress yun. Lalo pagdating ng result, tapos negative pala yung result. So, nakaka-down ng spirit. So ito, 24 hours lang, alam na natin agad yung resulta. So we can make preparations or we can celebrate right after a day of your exam. So panoorin po natin, ano po ang difference? Ano ang difference ng pen and paper based exam sa computer-based test? Let's watch.
For the listening test, you can change the volume by using the volume bar in the top right at any time during the test. For each part of the listening test, you will hear the recording once only. Some parts of the test have more than one type of question. Each type of question has its own instructions. In the listening test, listen carefully for the part number and question numbers to make sure you are looking at the right screen. For some questions, you need to write your answer in the gap.
So most of the time, you have to directly type your answers as you listen, which is a very tedious thing to do, right? But there will be more items which will require your interaction rather than you typing your answers directly. Which means that it makes it easier for you to answer questions faster, no? Mas mabilis, rather than typing them letter by letter, word for word. So we will see later.
For some questions, you need to choose which diagram label.
As I was mentioning kanina, in this case, you don't have to directly type. Let's say, for example, letter G is the quilt shop. You don't have to type letter Q, U, I, L, T, space, S, H, O, P for quilt shop. You just have to click the letter G for quilt shop. Number 21. So you have a table here.
A, B, C, etc. is correct for which item listed in the table. For each question, click on the correct space in the table. For some questions, you need to click on an answer and
So in this case, you have to drag and drop. So as you listen, for example, okay, Mary Brown, I will designate the health lecture to you. So nilipat mo ngayon si health kay Mary Brown. Paano nangyari yan? Ganito.
move it into the gap.
Yan, nakuha. Tapos sabi ni Mary Brown, oh no, I think John Stevens is more suitable for health. So binago niya, di ba? So may binagong answer. Okay, then I will.
If you want to change an answer, move another answer into the gap.
I will just designate food as your responsibility. Oh, I think another person is more suitable for food. Can you wait until everyone's responsibility is being given?
If you want to leave the question unanswered, move the question back.
Ganon. Nakuha po. Alright.
And for some
By the way, map is the most difficult type of the test. This is like your true, false, not given reading counterpart. No? Ganun pong kahirap si map. You know why? Map requires you to be knowledgeable about your directions. So you need to improve your sense of directions. Maraming mga situations dyan where you will hear adjacent to, nearby, around, beside, across, from corner to corner, transversely, north, east, west, south. Kung wala kang idea ano yung north, ano yung west, ano yung east, ano yung south, you're going to have a problem.
questions, you need to move an answer into a gap on a diagram. At the end of the listening test, you'll have 2 minutes to check all of your answers.
Okay, so how long will the test last? 30 minutes. Okay? For the listening, computer-based, and pen and paper-based exam. Now, for the pen and paper-based test, you are given extra 10 minutes for you to transfer your answers one by one. So, meaning, what you have written on your test booklet, let's say on number 1, you wrote Victor Von Doom. So, you will be writing Victor Von Doom on your answer sheet. Letter by letter, word for word. Nakuha yun? Kaya siya may extra 10 minutes time. But, there is no, listen, makinig muna, makinig. There will be no extra time for you to transfer your answers in the computer-based test. Why? Because as you listen, there's a 30 minutes kanina, as you interact with your answers, as you type your answers are automatically uploaded to a virtual answer sheet. Meaning, it is almost complete. Why are we then given an extra 2 minutes time? It is not for us to transfer. I would like to make things clear. Walang transfer time sa computer-based test. Binibigyan lamang po tayo ng 2 minuto para i-check. If may na-miss kang answer, you can patch things up. Dahil ang 2 minutes ay hindi po matagal. So sabi nga nung isang student, may nagsabi sa akin, Sir, pwede ko po kayang pagsamahin ang skill ng pen and paper based test at computer based test kung saan ako po ay magte-take ng note, dun pa lang pinahinto ko na siya. Sabi ko, shh, hindi pwede. Si Sir Irvin, tingnan nyo, makinig mo na mabuti, tingin sa akin. Si Sir Irvin, naka-perfect. Sir Philip, naka-perfect. Si Ma'am Shannon, naka-8. Ako, naka-8.5 sa listening. So, imagine ninyo, kami na, nag-pen and paper based, kami na. Ginawa namin, tinake note muna namin. Sabihin na natin, 38/40 ang tama namin. Wala pang check na nagaganap ha, kakatapos pa lang ng exam, computer-based ito. Nilista namin. Imagine niyo lang yung scenario. Imagine niyo lang. Just picture this out. Nilista ko muna, which is bawal, which is mali, which is hindi dapat. Okay? Gusto ko lang ma-imagine nyo. nilista. May 2 minutes. Tsaka ako ngayon pinagta-transfer isa-isa. Sa tingin nyo, gaano ako katagal para maisalin lahat yon isa-isa? Matagal. Tama ba? Kaya nga sa pen and paper based exam, 10 minutes yon. So sir, paano kung sobrang bilis ko talagang mag-type? Paano kung sobrang bilis? Like per second po, 1 word per second. Good luck! Kasi, i-click mo yun, nakita mo yung 1 to... Saan yan? Yung 1 to 40, i-click mo lahat yan para makita mo. Click 1, click 2, punta ka sa answer sheet. Click 3, punta ka sa answer sheet. Nagets, ang gulo. Ang hirap gawin nun. So, si Sir Irvin na yon na naka-perfect. Si Sir Philip na yon na naka-perfect. Kami na ni Ma'am Shannon na coach nyo, na batak sa kaka-listening. Kami na, ako na nagsasabi sa'yo ni hindi ako aabot sa 12 na ma-transfer in 2 minutes. Ipagawa natin yun ng live sa kanila, hindi po kaya. So kung maiisip nyo kung bakit hindi namin nire-recommend na mag-take ng note, although acceptable, although pwede, kasi guguluhin lang nun yung technique na dapat ma-develop nyo. Instead of you busy ka na sinusulat mo ang answers mo, why not type them directly? Why not interact? Ang gagawin mo lang naman, i-click tong putang to at ilagay ito dito. Anong hirap doon? Bakit kailangan pang i-type yung staff accommodation na napakahaba? Namali ka pa ng spelling. Kaya please, wag na po natin yung ipilit. Dahil kahit yung mga nakaka-perfect na po sa exam, hindi po aabot sa 12 kung ganun ang gagawin. Malinaw. So kaya ang sinasabi ko, kung talagang hindi ka built para sa computer-based exam, pwede ka naman mag-pen and paper-based exam. Wala namang mawawala. Available pa rin naman yun eh. Nandyan pa rin naman ang pen and paper-based exam eh. Meron tayong Canada, meron tayong Pampanga, meron tayong Manila. Tapos, 3 times in a year, nagko-conduct ng British Council at IDP na exam sa Kabanatuan. Antayin mo. Diba? Kung hindi ka naman nagmamadali, yun ang antayin mo. Kung hindi ka talaga ginawa para pumasa sa computer-based at gusto mong ipilit ang pagtitake ng notes, bakit hindi ka sumubok ng pen and paper-based exam kung saan yung skill na yun ang kailangan mo talagang gawin? Diba? Nagkakaintindihan po tayo? Okay. So, pwede po bang mag-take ng note sa computer-based exam? Hindi. Bawal, hindi dapat. Pwede bang mag-take ng note sa pen and paper-based exam? Oo, dahil kung hindi, hindi ka papasa. Nakita nyo ang difference nila? Magkaibang skill ang dinidevelop natin for pen and paper-based and computer-based exam. Okay. Now, tanungin mo yung sarili mo kasi ikaw po magdi-decision eh. Nasa decision mo yan. Kung gusto mo mag-pen and paper-based, mag-pen and paper-based ka. Huwag kang magpa-influensya sa kaklase mo. Hindi, huwag tayo mag-computer-based tayo. Hindi ako pandyan eh. Ba't ako makikinig sa'yo? Di ba? Paano kung padala ka pala ni Satanas, tapos ikaw maging hadlang sa pagpunta ko ng Canada, ba't ako makikinig sa'yo? Sarili mo ang kilalanin mo. Di ba? Baka hindi talaga ka para sa computer-based, may pen and paper-based naman. Ang pen and paper-based, mahirap, matagal. Mag-computer-based ka. Anong advantage ng computer-based? Sige, kanina ko pa sinasabi ang advantage ng pen and paper-based. Anong advantage ng computer-based? Naka-earphones kayo. Naka-headset kayo. Anong difference ng naka-headset sa naka-speaker ka na parang, alam niyo yung speaker ng truck ng basura, tuwing collection ng basura, gano'n minsan ang mga speaker. Kaya nga dyan sa Crown Plaza, doon ako nag-exam, dyan sa Harvest Hotel, again, si Harvest Hotel, kung may mga ilan-ilan na hotel na maganda dito sa probinsya natin, isa si Harvest Hotel. Pero pag dyan ginanap ang exam, sabi ko sa mga estudyante, huwag kayo dyan mag-i-exam dahil ang pangit ng speaker nila. Kung nakaka-attend na kayo ng binyag, ng kasal, dyan sa Harvest Hotel, na-invite na ba kayo? O kung hindi pa, wala kasi nag-i-invite sa'yo, masama kasi ang ugali mo, no? Try mo minsang makinood sa mga binibinyagan, kinakasal dyan. Hindi po maganda ang speaker nila. Para pong speaker ng kolektor ng basura. No? Nireklamo na namin yan multiple times. Marami pong bumabagsak dyan. Kaya nga kapag kabanatuan, listening 6.5, reading 8, writing 7, speaking 7, listening pa ang binabagsak nila. Totoo yan. Dahil sa pangit ng audio quality. But in the computer-based exam, like, god damn, the Sound is directly injected sa ears mo. Nakatutok yan, oh. Ikaw pa pwede mag-manipulate ng volume mo. Eto siya, oh. Diba? So, the audio quality is superb. Unmatched. So, yun ang advantage ng computer-based. Mabilis ang resulta. Dito na lang mag-i-exam, malapit. Dito ka na lang din magpa-practice. Kung ano yung mga ini-exam mo, yun din ang pinapractice mo. So, nabibuild mo yung sense of familiarity mo sa exam. Guys, our president, the president of the franchise owner here in Cabanatuan, si Sir Ray, si Madam, umasa siya ng mahigit 2 milyon para po magtayo ng sarili nating testing center. At yung testing center po natin, ginagamit din natin bilang praktisan tuwing Martes at Huwebes. Hindi nga lang po natin nagamit kahapon dahil brownout. Okay? So, para saan? Imagine niyo po kung buo ang loob mong mag-computer-based at namimili ka ng lugar ng pag-i-examan, bakit hindi na lang sa amin? Bakit? Andyan lang, ito lang. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-book ng hotel sa Pampanga, hindi mo na kailangan lumuwas. Andito na lang po, napaka-convenient. No? At pinapahiram po namin ito tuwing Tuesdays and Thursdays for you to practice, for you to enhance your abilities. Sa ambang lugar, dapat kang mag-practice. What's the best place to practice your skills than to the place where you will really compete? No? Diba? Yung mga nagta-track and field, saan ba sila nagpa-practice? Sa mismo track and field. Yung mga nagsuswimming, saan ba sila nagpa-practice? Sa SM? Diba? Hindi. Sa swimming pool. Nagets yun? Because that is, it creates this environment that is very close to reality. Guys, yung mga mock exams namin, sa mock exams nyo, tuturuan nila kayo. Kung hindi ka pa nakakapag-mock exams, by the way guys, you are free to attend your mock exams every Tuesdays and Thursdays of every week. Except kung magkakaroon ng brownout tulad kahapon, no? Anong advantage nun? You can take your exams. You can practice your skills under the exact same conditions of the actual test. Because by the way, yung mga mock tests nyo dyan, yan po ay mga past examination questions. Mga dating exam. Hindi ba kayo natutuwa? Dito na kayo mag-i-exam. Kung ano pa yung mga dating exam, doon nyo pinapractice sa lugar kung saan ka mag-i-exam. Hindi kayo natutuwa kasi hindi kayo nakangiti. Okay? Ang lungkot ng buhay niyo. Di ba kayo mahal ng mga asawa niya? No? Yun. Okay? Nagets yung point? Life is easy here. Ang gagawin niyo lang, comply. Gagawin niyo lang mag-practice. Sir, naka-5 lang po ako sa practice. Okay lang. Yun yung mga nakaka-9 ko dati. Nagsimula sila sa 4. Mas mababa pa sa 5. Gusto ko lang maintindihan nyo na your first attempt should not define what you will become. That you started at 5, it's not bad. Alam nyo kung ano yung masama? Kung 5 buwan ka na dito at puro 5 pa din ang score mo. Ibig sabihin lang nun, pinipilit mo yung gusto mo at hindi ka nakikinig sa tinuturo namin. Again, hindi ka namin pakikialaman, bahala ka sa buhay mo. But if you want to see improvements, start doing things right. If we tell you, hey, this is how you should do it, try mong sundin, magugulat ka. From 5, magiging 5.5, magiging 6, magiging 6.5, magiging 7 yan. So yung improve natin, paunti-unti. Tama, hindi naman kasi yan makukuha in one go. That's why we require you guys to stay here for 2 months, minimum. So that you can be acquainted with your writing subtest, you can practice your mock. By that time, kung 2 buwan, merong 5 linggo, 4 na linggo, 9, sabihin natin 9 weeks in 2 months, 9 times 2, 18 times ka na nakapag-mock mo. Diba? Batak ka na, no? Lahat na ng type ng test, lahat ng type of instructions na practice mo na. So pag lumabas sa exam yan, hindi ka na ignorant, hindi ka na unaware. Kuha, kabisado mo ni. Ganito lang ito, pinractice ko ito, ganito lang yung map na yan. Kahit nahirapan ako nung una dyan, dahil alam ko ng i-address ngayon yan. Kaya-kaya ko na. Clear? Okay ba? Sir, paano po yun? Example lang ha. Wala po akong sagot sa 17. Di ba may 2 minutes ka to check? Wala kang sagot sa number 17. Hindi na pwedeng i-replay, tama ba? Anong gusto kong gawin niya? Hulaan. Tama ba? Hulaan. Bakit? It's better that there is something there than nothing at all. Kasi pag walang nakalagay dyan, automatic, mali yan, incorrect. Incorrect entry yan. Eh kung meron, baka makonsider. Malay mo tsumamba, di ba? Sige, paano tayo tsachamba? O balikan mo yung tanong. Kasi number 17, hindi naman pwedeng, ano bang paborito kong gulay? Okra na lang, ilagay ko sa 17. Pwede bang ganon? Hindi. Kailangan, gumawa tayo ng tinatawag na intellectual guess. Hypothetical guess. O halimbawa, nakalagay dito, girls accommodation, boys accommodation, tapos 17. Ano kaya ang pwedeng ilagay dito sa 17? Cookery room? Games room? Kitchen? Pottery room? Sports complex? Unang-una, sports complex, kakancel ko yan. Bakit? Kailangan malaki yun eh. Malamang sa malamang, itong 16 ang sports complex. Nagigets nyo yan? Wala po tayong napapakinggang audio ha. Nanguhula lang ako. Wala po tayong napapakinggang audio. May na-miss ka lang na isa, 2 item, kaya ka manghuhula. Pero hindi, ano kaya ang hula ako dito? Lahat inulaan, 1 to 40. Ang galing mo naman. Oh. Or staff accommodation. Una, cookery room. No? Anong ilalagay ko sa... Saan kaya pwedeng ilagay yung cookery room? Siguro mga dito yan, room eh. Games room, pottery room, mga dyan yun. No? Eto din, meron pa. Kitchen. Siguro staff lounge, dito ilalagay yung kitchen. No? So, anong ilalagay ko sa 17? Ano kaya pwede dyan? Staff accommodation. Bakit? Puro accommodation eh. Ikaw ba naman, architect ka, may accommodation ka dito, may accommodation ka dito, may accommodation ka dyan. Eh, pagsama-samahin mo na. Pag isang tayo, ano lang. Kaya nagagets yung point kung saan ko hinugot si staff accommodation. Again ha, 50-50% yan. Hindi ko sinasabi sa inyong tama yan kasi hindi natin narinig yung audio. But we are making a hypothetical guess. Kasi pag nilagay mo yung games room dyan, andyan yung mga estudyante mo, boys and girls, naglaro dito yan. Hindi na natulog yan, di ba? Oh. Ano pa? Pag nilagay mo yung kitchen, delikado na mailagay yung kitchen dyan. Nandun yung mga tulugan. Paano kung may sumabog? Nagagets yung point. We're making hypothetical guess. Oh. So, yun ang ginugugol mo sa 2 minutes na lilipas. Hinuhulaan mo yung mga ibang items na hindi mo siya nasagutan. Clear po tayo before you
Diagram.
hit button. So, we have different exam stages. We have the before listening. We read the questions in advance. Encircle or underline keyword. During listening, you listen intently. Listen with the intention of getting as many answers as you can. During listening, take some notes using keywords you've identified. This is only applicable for pen and paper-based exam. So, sir, paano naman yung mga keywords ng computer-based exam? Remember them in your mind. Yun lang ang susi dyan. So, after, you're now given half a minute to check your answers. Maririnig mo yung script na to. Actually, napakabait ni listening pagdating sa time. Napaka-lenient niya, napaka-generous niya pagdating sa time. Sasabihin niya, you're now given 1 minute to look for questions 1 to 10. So, tahimik lang yung 1 minute. Anong gagawin mo sa 1 minute na yon? Oh, anong gagawin mo sa 1 minute? Iisipin mo yung ex mo kung ba't kayo naghiwalay? Hindi. Ano? Titingnan mo na yung questions. Number 1, nakalagay, name. O naturally, pag may narinig kang name dyan, yun ang posibleng sagot. Number 2, nakalagay, cost. May dollar sign. So, ang inaantay mo naman dyan ay figure. Sabi dyan, hi, my name is Ian Wall. I'll be your lecturer for today. By the way, I'm staying at Harvest Hotel and I'm staying for $25 a night. Okay, per night. And 25 ang sagot sa number 2. Nagigets yung point? So, kung yung 1 minute sinabi sa'yo to prepare, gagawin mo, babasahin mo na, papasadahan mo na yung mga questions. You are going to anticipate what are the potential answers. So, remember that your listening test has increasing difficulty. Sections 1 and 2, pwedeng ma-perfect mo yan. Sections 3 and 4, medyo may bigat na, medyo may hirap na siya. Bakit po mahirap si sections 3 and 4? Because of their academic context. It has something to do with school, training, studies, review, history, anything that has something to do with mga published articles online. So, kaya siya may konting difficulty. In section 1 and 2, most probably you encountered this already. Na-try mo na bang mag-shopping? Oo naman. Magpa-reserve ng hotel? Oo. Na-try mo na bang mag-book ng accommodation? Siguro naman. Na-try mo nang mag-enroll? Di ba? Na-try mo na mag-inquire sa isang review center? Na-try mo na bang magbenta? Na-try mo na bang bumili online? Di ba? So mostly, may dalawang tao dito kay section 1 na nag-uusap. One, asking for information, and the other, giving the information. So alam mo na yung mga personal information. Name, contact number, address, place, time, date, puro doon umiikot. Kaya madali siyang tandaan. Yung section 2, general everyday scenario pa rin, pero monologue na lang. Isang tao na lang po ang magsasalita dyan. Kaya kadalasan sa section 2, nandun yung map. Sa section 3, school training related, may dialogue na yan, pero mas marami sa dalawa. Pwedeng 3 people, pwedeng 4 people ang nag-uusap. Most of the time, sabay-sabay pa. So, ang problema, ang challenge mo kay section 3, nakakalito. Kay section 4 naman, yung types of answers na ilalagay mo. Kasi nandyan na po yung mga adjectives and adverbs and verbs as your answer. Anong problem sa adjectives, verbs, and adverbs na answer? Iba-iba yung form nila. So, halimbawa, narinig mo is go. Doon sa answer mo, sa answer sheet, doon sa paglalagay mo ng answer, may be, tsaka blank. So, yung narinig mo na go, kailangan mo siyang i-convert into a past participle form para mag-conform siya doon sa requirement since meron siyang be verb. Napaka-common yan. Ano? So, ang sagot mo dyan is gone. Instead na narinig mo na go. Yun ang problema sa 4. You have to change the verb tense, the adjective form, the adverb form use so that it will conform not just in what you've heard but also in the arrangement of the text doon sa answer sheet. Accent will be a barrier, no? Sa speed and accent, there are only 2 barriers, ano? Speed and accent. Wala na po tayong magagawa sa speed ng exam kasi that is how the normal speed of daily conversations eh. Actually, ang ginawa pa nga ng listening dyan, binagalan pa nila yung speed. Wala naman nag-uusap na, "Hi, where will you be going after today?" "Well, I'm planning to go to the mall to buy some stuff." "Oh, do you want me to accompany you?" Diba? Question 1. Where will Kevin and Vina go? Mall. Nakuha po? Ganun kadali ang speed. So wala na po tayong magagawa sa speed. Ganun na po talaga yung kabagal. Pero accent, you need to enhance your accent recognition. Paano po natin i-enhance ang accent recognition? Paano po i-enhance yan? Ay, mga estudyante ko dito sa branch, parang nagmamilo ba kayo sa maga? Milo kayo?
Listening more.
Okay? Ano? Watch movies? Oo, pwede yan. Watch movies. Listen.
Practice more.
Practice.
Attend lecture.
Attend lectures. Yes, meron po tayong mga accent lectures. Be aware of your accents. Malaman mo, oo nga, malagay ko American to. Itong narinig ko na to ngayon, American. Bakit? Kasi ito yung features ng accent ng American. Uy, British to. Swerte. Bakit swerte pag British? Puproblemahin mo lang dyan yung mga R eh. St. Peter Cathedral. Ganun na lang. Pero napakabagal. Yan ang pinakamabagal sa lahat ng accent. Si American, matulin yan. Pero bakit po nakalagay American for the very lucky few? Bakit swerte tayo pag American accent? Yes! In the Philippines, we are exposed to the American accent whether we like it or not. Puta ka lang ng Starbucks, daming American accent dyan. Ano pa? Yung mga pinapakinggan nating kanta. Oh, ano mga pinapakinggan yung kanta? Oh, Diyos ko. Oh. Mga rap. Diba? Mga pinapanood yung movies. Sila Keanu Reeves. American accent yan. Mga pinapanood yung basketball player. Sila LeBron. Sila Curry. Sila Durant. American accent yan. So, batak tayo sa American accent. Diba? Mga podcasts na pinapakinggan natin. Kahit nga yung mga radio station sa Manila na English eh. Diba? Yung Monster. Yung Wave. Oh. Kaya swerte pag American. Kasi kabisado na natin. Eh, British. Oh, swerte pa din. Bakit? Yes, meron tayong mga napapakinggang British eh. Di ba? Sino mga kilala yung British personages? Mga kilalang Brits. Oh, banda. Oh, Adele, Brit yun, di ba? Oh. Sino pa? Si Ed Sheeran, Brit yun. Na 1975. Oh. Ang dami. Queen. British British band yun. Si Mr. Bean. O, di ba? Sino pa? Si Peppa Pig. Puta kayo ng Peppa Pig yung British. Oh. Sino pa? Si Sarah Diskaya. British accent yan. I talked to my sister. Ikaw pa ni gago eh. Huh? Oh. Di ba? So, batak din po tayo sa British accent. Yung American at British, batak tayo dyan. Yan ang problema. Si Australian accent. Ayan. Guys don't get me wrong. I have Australian friends. Like, born and raised there. Pag nag-uuwian yun, ako lang kumakausap sa kanila kasi lang makaintindi sa kanila. Sila lang nagkakaintindihan. Totoo. Their accent is very thick and heavy. No? So, pakinggan natin. Eto, si American accent.
Please call Stella. Ask her to bring these things with her from the store. 6 spoons of fresh snow peas, 5 thick slabs of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the kids. She will scoop these things up into 3 red bags, and we will go meet her Wednesday at the train station.
See, one of the features of American accent is that it's smooth. To the point that they eat some of the syllables. Baka yung curtain, certain, mountain. Ang pronunciation na nila doon, certain, curtain, mountain, cotton. Ganun na, parang kinakain na nila yung words eh. So, sa sobrang bilis na magsalita, yun ang problem sa American accent, yung speed. Kay British, mas well spoken yung spaces between syllables. Listen.
Please call Stella.
Di ba, ang lambing? Umpisa pa, please call Stella. Ang bagal. Oh.
Please call Stella. Ask her to bring these things with her from the store. 6 spoons of fresh snow peas, 5 thick slabs of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the kids. She can scoop these things into 3 red bags, and we will go meet her Wednesday at the train station.
Yung problema sa British accent, yung R. Ask her to bring these things with her from the store. Pero narinig, naiintindihan? Diba? We can easily comprehend. Lo and behold, guys, welcome to the Australian accent.
Please call Stella. Ask her to bring these things with her from the store. 6 spoons of fresh snow peas, 5 thick slabs of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the kids. She can scoop these things into 3 red bags, and we'll go meet her Wednesday at the train station.
We're coming around the train station. Outside. Yay. Good day. It's good day today, mate. Yung October nila, October. Diba? October. When were you born? I was born October 8, 1999. Yun sila mag-usap. Eh, paano kung yun ang matapat sa exam? No? Kaya isa po sa mga importanteng gawin ay magpa-bless po kay Father bago po mag-exam. Like, Father, mag-exam po ako. Ito pa kasabi po sa panalangin, Father, i-adya sa Australian accent. Okay? Yun, no? Pag-pray kayo, guys, tsambahan yan. No? Pag alat-alat ka talaga, matatapat po sa'yo yan. So, ala kang ibang pwedeng gawin kung hindi maging aware. Maging ma-introduce ka sa accent na yan. So, meron po tayong Australian accent na audio na isasama ko i-post dito sa replay. Ang gagawin nyo lang, guys, paulit-ulit nyo lang pakinggan. Hindi nyo kailangang sagutan. Hindi nyo kailangang sagutan. Hindi nyo kailangang sagutan. Nandun lang yung audio. Sino may sasakyan? Play nyo sasakyan. Sino naglalaba? O play nyo habang naglalaba. Sino nagluluto? Play nyo habang nagluluto. Paulit-ulit hanggang sa okay, ito ang Australian accent. So that you can recognize easily. Okay pa? Alright. So we have multiple choice questions, singular answers, multiple answers. Expect the speaker will use synonyms or paraphrasing on the recording, but most of the time, it's verbatim. So testing tayo ng isang exam.
Section 3. Listen to a female student, Amina, talking to her tutor, Dr. Bryson, about her project on local history. Amina has completed a first draft of the project. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 26.
1 minute yun. So Amina's project is about local blank. So I'll be listening to keywords na marinig ko tungkol sa local. May 3 lang namang options dyan. Particularly liked. Ibig sabihin, may nagustuhan si Dr. Bryson. Ang iintayin kong key dyan ay mga adjectives like good, great, awesome, amazing. Naiintindihan ako? So, ganyan po mag-prepare. Amina was surprised because, bakit daw nagulat si Amina? Thought it was bad, wrote it quickly, or found it difficult to do. So, yun yung mga options ko naman for number 23.
Section 3.
Ano na siya?
Listen to a female student, Amina.
Very anxious to hear.
Now listens 21 to 26.
Well, Amina, thanks for letting me have your draft in such good time.
Oh, that's all right. I was just very anxious to hear what you think of it. You can see that I decided to change the topic. I had been interested in looking at Bering's factory.
Oh, I think the hospital was a much better choice. In fact, well, I have to say that I thought it was good.
Oh.
There's still lots of work to be done,
Oh, yes, of course.
but there's plenty of good ideas. It opens well, and the first chapter is fine, but the middle section really stood out for me. Most interesting.
That's amazing, because I really didn't find it a bit easy to write.
How
I didn't find it a bit easy to write, which means found it difficult to do. So, unahin natin na sabi natin, most of the time, it's verbatim. So, kung totoong exam to, makikita nyo to as, mga bullet na ganyan, na? So, i-click nyo lang siya. For example, so, thanks for letting me have your project in such a good time. Sabi dyan, I was looking at the Bering's factory. So, nag-click ka na sa Bering's factory. No, I think the hospital is a much better choice. So, from the factory, Amina shifted and her project is no longer factory, but now, the hospital. Sabi niya, it opens well. Tingnan niyo ginamit niya, well. Yung well ba, magandang word? Oo. Hinahanap natin yung word na may kinalaman sa like. First chapter is fine, but the middle section really stood out well for me, most interesting. So sa kanilang 3, yung middle section daw, ang pinaka nagustuhan ni Dr. Bryson, kaya yung C ang sagot natin dito sa 22. Oh, is that so? Because I didn't find it easy to do. Nagulat si Amina na nagustuhan ni Dr. Bryson kasi hindi nga nadalian gawin yan eh. Nahirapan ako dyan, Dr. Bryson. Kaya ang sagot natin sa 23 ay walang iba kundi si letter C. Clear? Okay. Ganun po ang multiple choice. Ganun po siyang kadali lang. Ang mahirap Si map. As I've mentioned previously, you have to understand your, do you call this?
Well,
Directions. Yan. So we have north, mostly sa taas si north. Si south, baba. Ang problema na lang natin dyan, yung east at saka west. Lagi nyong tatandaan, it's west, nasa left nyo. Yung east, nasa right nyo. Okay po? So wala ka ng ibang tatandaan dyan, north. Pero madalas naman po, may compass na nakalagay. Only if wala po kayong compass doon, you have to remember your compass. You have to remember your directions.
Well, here we are at the top of the tower.
Here?
And we're going to look at the view from each direction. Out to the east, the large buildings about 1 kilometre away are on the Olympic site. There's an indoor arena for gymnastics, a stadium for track and field, and a swimming pool for races and synchronised swimming, and also diving. If you look carefully down there, you can see the train lines. The Olympic site has its own station to encourage the use of public transport. There is also a car park, but it only holds a limited number of cars. The formal park has some specially created water features. If you look out here to the south, you can see a circular ornamental pond. And around to the west, you can relax and sit on a bench to smell the flowers in the rose garden. And finally, up to the north, if you look in front of you now, there's a lake with a small island in the centre. You can hire rowing boats at the boat shed, which you can't see from here. But if you look through the trees, you can see the cafe, which has lovely views across the water. OK, let's climb down now. We will go now and have a look at the nature reserve section of the park, which has opened up natural wetland to the public.
Okay, wow. So that's what happened, huh? So, pakita ko lang to. Meron tayong laser. Pwede dito tayo mag-laser. Yan. So, ang sabi dito, here we are at the top of the tower. So, meaning we are here. Ang reference point, ibig sabihin ng reference point, nandyan tayo, dyan tayo manggagaling, dyan tayo pupunta. May mga ibang klase po ng map na parang tinutour ka. Na naglalakad kayo na, okay, dito naman tayo, pupunta naman tayo dito. So, you have to remember what type of map this is. So, dito tayo yung reference point. So, if every time na lilipat siya, use this as your reference point. So, dito daw tayo sa east. So, we have the swimming pool, we have the stadium, we have the indoor arena. Ang technique na tinuturo ko sa mga estudyante, yung mouse po ito, alimbawa, ito po yung laser pointer ko, yan po yung mouse nyo. Right hand yun. Gamitin nyo yung left hand nyo kung index finger ang gagamitin nyo, pang point mismo sa map. Para talagang nakikita mo siya, pwede mong gamitin eh. Lalo kung i-click-click mo lang naman, drag and drop, unless kailangan mo i-type ha, so kailangan naka-ready naman yung isa mong hand para to type your answer. So, swimming pool, indoor arena, stadium. If you look carefully down there, meron daw tayong tracks para sa train lines. There's a station. There's also a car park. May binanggit siya doon, car park. May box dito. Malamang sa malamang si car park yun. Kasi wala namang nakalagay na label. Now, down to the south. So, balikan na naman. Point sa tower. Reference point mo. Baba. Andun yung circular ornamental pond. Then, left. You can relax and sit on the benches and smell the flowers in the rose garden. So, itong semicircular hedge na to, that is your rose garden. And up north, we have your lake. May island on the center. Pwede daw mag-hire ng boats. Hindi mo siya makikita kasi ito nga yung tower, ito yung mga trees na natatakpan siya. But if you look through the trees, sa pagitan ng mga puno, nasa harapan mo siya, nandun daw yung cafe. So, kaya ang sagot natin sa 16 is car park, rose garden, at si cafe. Clear? Okay. So, spelling, both British and American are accepted. All caps are accepted. Tenses, what past is, past is. Singular must be singular. Plural must be plural. Hanapin mo mga keywords like mga are, mga was. So, naturally, they will require plural and singular answers, na? Para magkaroon ka din ng idea. Sa tense, napaka-importanting kunin yung mga be verb, Yung B, marami ang forms, is, are, was, were, am, has, have, had. Past participle po ang required na sagot mo dyan. Okay? Another important thing to understand would be the format. Kasi the format of your answers will be determining whether you will get the correct answer or not. So, wala namang naka-indicate sa instruction na gumamit ng format. So, any kind of format would do. Unless there is a format of the example then that is the time that you need to follow the format. No? The more complete your answer, the better ha, by the way. Idagdag ko lang. So, alimbawa, gagawa ako dito ng isang table. Yan. So, this is your table. So, this is a table of schedule ng matches between two teams. Oh, sorry, isang team lang to. The Blue Dragons. Football schedule. Yan. So we have the this is your date and this is your venue. So sa date, yung nakalagay dito 9 Sept. Sa venue, this is your item number 12. Tapos may blank. Nakukuha? Nakasunod po tayo ha. Tapos dito naman, item number 13. Tapos may blank. Tapos dito naman ay British Sports Center. Yan. With the exact same spelling. Now, ito po yung audio na narinig nyo, no? Alright, for the Blue Dragons football schedule, they will have a match against the Green Goblins on the 9th of September at the British Sports Center. So, yung blue po na ink, yan po ang gagamitin ko to denote your answer. Ang sagot mo dyan ay British Sports Center. This time, you use the American spelling. Kasi nga, masanay ka sa American spelling. Tama? Okay. The following day, September 10, they will have a rematch with the Yellow Devils at the same venue, British Sports Center. Truly, this team has a very jam-packed schedule because they have this back-to-back matches on September 9 and September 10. Ngayon, kung wala, makinig pong mabuti. If there are no format of the example given, ito pong September 10 and British Sports Center na yan ay tama. Gusto ko lang pong i-highlight ito ha. Pero dahil meron po tayong table na merong example, i-consider natin yon. So nakita, paano yung format ng September 9, September 10? Dapat mauna yung date. So 10 dapat. Tapos yung September, hindi mo siya bubuuin. So instead po na ang tamang sagot ay September 10, you just wrote it as is. The correct answer is 10 Sept. So ito pong item number 13 mo ay mali. Nakukuha? So ganoon pong ka-importante ang format ha. Yung papiso-piso na yan, halimbawa, 30 kasi out of 40, 30 out of 40 correct points, equivalent na yan sa band 7. Band 7 na yan. Eh paano kung namali ka sa item number 13 because mali lang yung format mo? O edi 6.5 ka na lang dahil yung 30 mo naging 29. Eh ang minimum para maka-7, 30 points. So yung mga papiso-piso pong mali na yan, pwedeng maging problem yan in the long run. So ito, yung British Sports Center, sir ang alam ko kasing spelling ng center, ito American spelling ito nga yung pangalan ng venue di ba? Parang sabi mo yung Jollibee dahil gusto mo siyang pangalanan ng ganyan. Ganyan na siya. Di ba? So, kailangan mong i-follow kung ano yung nakabigay na example sa format. So, yun po yung gusto kong i-highlight sa, if there's an example, follow the example. Kung wala, walang nakalagay na example. Malaya ka kung American or British ang gagamitin mo. At pagdating sa format, it is better to write the whole date. Bawal ang shortcut naman. Ito ang mali Ito ang mali. Pero naging tama ito kasi ito ang format na nakabigay. Malinaw po tayo. Gusto ko lang i-clarify yan ha. Baka kasi yung mga sinasabi ko, sobrang bilis na nagkakalituhan na tayo. So any format, 23rd of November, November 23, 23 November, 23rd November, etong November 23, 2012, may binigay pa lang date. Kailangan pati yung year kasama. No? Pero kung may binigay na example, ang susundin ay example. So kung 23rd of November ang iyong sample, yung November 24 mo na sagot ay mali. Dapat ang sagot mo dyan ay 24th of November. Para maging correct din siya. Clear po tayo? Yan. Mga dates. Okay, sabi, alright, my student number is AE 4012-251. I repeat, that's AE 4012-251. Lalim naman ang hinga ni ma'am na yan. Yan. Alin po ang pinakatama sa kanilang tatlo? Yan. Alin po? Sabi dyan, okay, my student number is AE 4012-251. Etong may hyphen, etong may space, o etong wala hyphen, walang space. Okay, taas kamay na nagsasabi na ito po ang correct. Okay, my student number is AE 4012-251. Sino nagsasabi? Sino nagsasabing ito? I repeat, that's AE 4012-251. O, sino nagsasabing ito? Wala kayong kamay? Yan na lang. Wala na akong choice. Yan na lang pinarinig ko.
Kasi minsan, parang may narinig ka kung nagsasabi na sa listening na ini-emphasize na with dash or space.
Okay.
At least yan, safe. May opinion lang sa...
Okay, tama. Opinion ni sir. May sumagot sa Zoom. Sabi ni Sheng, yung pangatlo daw. Okay. Actually, lahat po yan ay tama. Tama yan lahat. Kasi, kaya tayo nag-i-space o nagda-dash, kasi may pause eh. AE 4012-251. Kala natin, dahil pumapause, pause din yun dun sa student number, policy number, flight number, kasama yan eh, no? Booking reference number. So, nasasanay na tayo. Kaya ang sinasabi ko po sa inyo ngayon, no spaces or dashes needed. Sa madaling sabi, may dash ka, may space ka, o wala, lahat po yan ay tatama. Except, kung may naka-indicate naman this time around, regardless kung meron kang format of the example, may isa pang papatong dyan, magsusupersede na instruction, kung may nakalagay dyan na write no more than one word and or a number. Kasi, ano ba isipin yan, sir? Dahil sir, nagsulat ako ng maraming number, automatic mali na yan. Kasi, bawal daw magsulat ng lalagpas sa one number. Yung number kasi na tinutukoy dito is as a whole. No? Figure. Counted as a unit. Yan yon. So, ibig sabihin, lahat nung in-space mo at dinash mo, counted yan as a word. So, AE, that's one unit. 4012, that's second unit. 251 is the third unit. So, kapag nag-space ka or nag-dash ka, makakount yun as 3 units, which na-violate yung instruction na write no more than one word and or a number. So, isa pang example na magpapalinaw na itong sinasabi ko. Narinig nyo ha? Between January 23 to January 25. Okay. Di ba sabi, write no more than 3 words and or a number. Sabi mo, ala, may dalawa akong number. Hindi ibig sabihin na mali yan. As a unit nga po ito. So, kung bibilangin mo ngayon, January is 1 word, 23, that's 1 unit, that is your second word, 2 is your third word, January, that's your fourth, 25, that's another unit, that's your fifth word. So, ilan yung number of words na to? 5. Ano nakalagay sa instruction? Write no more than 3 words and or a number. Ito po ba ang pagkakarinig nyo na to? Ito lang, wala kang kasalanan, nilagay mo lang siya, sinulat mo lang siya, tinype mo lang siya, sir, answer, wala kang ginagawang mali, pero naging siyang mali. Just because you didn't comply to the instruction. Saying that you should not write no more than 3 words and or a number. So, sir, paano magko-comply to? So, unang-una, remove the word. Gawin mo siyang symbol. Hyphen. Because ang hyphen ay hindi po word, siya po ay symbol. O apat pa rin yan, sir, O, tanggalin mo naman yung repetition. So, ang magiging answer mo dyan, para tumama at makomply, yung write no more than 3 words. January, 1 word. 23, another. Hyphen, hindi counted. 25, third unit. 3 words na siya. Hindi siya lumagpas sa minimum requirement. Isa pa, nakalagay sa, narinig mo, a big, red, juicy apple. Write no more than 3 words and or a number. Una mong tatanggalin, articles. Ang articles, a, and, the, his, her. So kung sagot, write no more than 1 word. Ang sagot mo, his car, dapat car na lang yon. Kuha po. Okay. So, apat pa yan, sir, Ibig sabihin, kailangan mo ngayon magtanggal dun sa mga adjectives na meron siya. Although, again, hindi ko sinasabi, tanggalin mo lahat ng adjective dahil importante pa ng adjective to make your answer concise, to make your answer precise. So, si Apple, yan ay mainstay. Hindi mo tatanggalin, yun yung noun. Matanggal man lahat yan, si Apple magstay yan. So, big. Kailangan ba may big ako na adjective sa answer ko? Yes, because big determines the size of your apple. Whether it's big, medium size, or small. So, mananatili yan. Red. Kailangan ba may red? Magstay ba si red o eliminate? Stay. Bakit? It determines the color of your apple. May green, may yellow, may black kung bulok na. Oh, juicy. Stay, eliminate. Eliminate. Dahil ang apple, given a juice yan unless dried. So, big red apple is your answer that complies with the right no more than 3 words and or a number this time. Yun siya. Nakuha?
Sinasabi niya na, I have a big red juicy apple.
Yes.
Kahit po ganun yung
pagkakasabi niya, sinabi niya, I have a big red juicy apple. But because the instruction tells you to write no more than 3 words and or a number, if you're going to write a big red juicy apple which is 5 words, it's incorrect. That's why you have to trim it down so that it complies to the requirement.
Pagka po sa big red juicy apple lang nilagay yung kasi na
Big?
Diba, I have a big red juicy apple. Kung ang ginawa mo po red juicy apple lang, hindi ko tatanggal yung big.
Pwede maging mali din yun. Kasi nga, as I've mentioned, meron tayong proseso bakit natin pinili si big, red, at saka si juicy. Size, color, yon. Ano pa? Yung mga merong tawag dito? Units of measurement. Bawa, dollar sign. Don't worry ha, may mga occasions kasi, may mga nagtatanong sa dyan, sir, paano po? Hindi po namin alam, nasan yung yen sa keyboard. Naka-indicate naman na yan agad, automatically. O kung wala, at kailangan mo ilagay yung yen, if you cannot write it down, kasi nga sa sobra ka sa word, raise the concern to the invigilator. Meron tayong bantay doon. I-raise mo yung concern sa kanila. Kahit it's impossible to be answered, i-consider na nila yan as a correct, pwedeng i-bonus nila yan. No? Ano pa? M. Bawa, 3M. Ang sagot mo, to indicate 3 meters, mali to. Kasi ang 3M, pwedeng 3 million yan. Diba? So, meters. Kailan lang po tatama si 3M? Naka-indicate sa item number 4. Ba? Item number 4. 23M by 40M. Sulat ko na nga lang. Item number 4, 23M. By 40M by blank. So, narinig mo 50M. So, ang sagot mo dyan, 50M at hindi 50 meters. Dahil that time, yung 50 meters naman na magiging mali. Dahil meron kang format doon na gano'n. Clear po? Yan. So, ang nanaig na rule ay hindi po yung sinasabi ko kung hindi kung ano po yung naka-indicate sa format. At kung ano yung nakabigay na example at ano yung nasa instruction, yun po ang susundin natin. Okay? So, testing tayo. Ang natutunan nyo today.
Now turn to section 3.
21-22, sasagutan nyo lang yan.
Section 3. You will hear two friends discussing a course they have just done.
Dali lang yan.
First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 27. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 27.
Oh, Ben, I just remembered I never filled in that form for Nick.
Ah.
Did you do it?
The course feedback form.
Yes. If you want, we can do it together. I've got mine here.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a look then. What do we have to do?
Let's fill in the top first. Let's see. Course code.
It's communication in business.
Okay. Communication in business. I do know that, but what's the code?
CB16 something. CB162, isn't it?
That's it. Okay. And dates. When did we start? I remember my birthday's on May 4th, and it was the day after. It must have been May 5th.
Gosh, doesn't seem that long ago, does it?
No. And we finish at the end of this week on Friday, so that's July 15th.
16th.
Oh.
Monday was the 12th.
Yeah.
Right, that was the easy bit. Now, let's have a look. Please give your comments on the following aspects of the course. Okay, what's the first one? Oh, course organisation. What do you think?
Ano sagot niya sa 21? May. Pata, huwag na kayo umasang pumasa. Woo! It must have been May 5th. May 4th muna. That's the day after that. It must have been May 5th. Oh, didn't seem long ago, isn't it? Sabi sa, kailan natapos? Ayan. On January. July 16. Una sinabi niya 15 kasi yung Monday daw 12. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 na tapat yung Friday. O may TH, wala. O mapa may TH o wala. Nakukuha niyo ako? Meron mang TH o wala yung sagot niyo? Tama. Bakit? Wala namang format eh. Kailan lang magkakaroon ng TH na dapat o wala pag may format na binigay. Nagkakaintindihan. So yun ang listening. Okay?
Kahit po ano sagot niya, pauna yung number sa...
Yes! Pero kung ano yung pagkakarinig mo, ba't naman narinig mo? May 5th. Tapos, again pang 5th May. Eh, narinig mo na nga May 5th. Iibahin mo pa. O, huwag mo nang guluhin.
Kaya ko pero yung may TH siya kasi 5th. Parang gano'n.
Okay.
Now turn to section 3.
Alright. Sabi, nakakat daw yung screen ko. Sige, mag-upload naman na tayo ng replay. Buo naman na siya. So, thank you for participating, Florencio, Kurt, Natalie, Rhea, Ronnie, and Sheng. Wala po talaga, kahit anong bida gawin ko dito, alam mo, kahit anong kwento ng sitwasyon, walang mangyayari eh. Pag hindi nyo siya naranasan in practice. So, wala po akong ibang hinihiling sa inyo. Kung hindi, please, ranasin nyo yung malapit sa katotohanan na exam. At ano yun? Yun yung mock. Kailan yun? Tuwing Martes, tuwing Webes. Malinaw po. So, makikita-kita po tayo bukas sa mock. At bukas din po kasabay ang one-on-one coaching. Ang magpapacoach, tandaan, may request. Meron po tayong requirement. Kailangan nyo munang maka-attend ng speaking skills enhancement, either na lecture ko o ni Ma'am Shannon. Kasi kung coaching ka, meron naman like last week, meron nagpa-coach sa akin. Walang background sa speaking, pero galing. Diba? Kasi may mga talented individuals talaga tayo. Aminin na natin at sa hindi. Merong hindi pa nakakapag-try mag-basketball sa buong buhay niya, pinahawak mo ng bola, ang galing na. O yung mga mister, mga inborn na pinaglaba mo, ang galing maglaba, di ba? So, like, gawin niya ng mga misis, iba ang laban ng mister no? Ako nagsasabi sa inyo, yun ang talent na tinatawag. So kahit anong bida ko dito, kahit anong kwento na ganito, may lumabas na mapa, na-imagine nyo, hindi alang may improve Kailangan nyo siyang maranasan first hand. At kailan nyo siya mararanasan? Kahapon, hindi pwede kahapon dahil brown out, bukas. So anong gagawin? Mag-mock, mag-practice. Sir, paano po? Hindi po kami mag-mock, hindi po kami makakapag-mock, hindi po kami makakapunta dyan. Next week. Sir, malayo po yung bahay namin, ganito. May online version. Paki-contact po ang aming official Facebook page, yung Niner IELTS Kabanatuan. Re-replyan po na kayo. I-message na sa'yo ang link. Malinaw po tayo? Again, listening po ang pinakamadali, pinakamaikling lecture. Kaya 1.5 oras lang, tapos tayo. May tanong po, mga online participants, Florencio, Kurt, Natalie, Rhea, Ronnie, Sheng, kung wala, that's the end of your test. That's the end of your lecture. Have a nice day. God bless and good luck. Bye.